friends, and thank you for joining us this week for St. Vincent football coach Bob Colbert's video blog here on stvincent.edu. I'm Jim Berger, as always, joined by Coach Colbert. Thank you for sitting down with us.
Good to be here again, Jim.
This past week, the Bearcats opened up the home portion of their schedule, facing Geneva College at Chuck Noll Field. It was a close game. St. Vincent got out to a fast start, leading 14-0 after just 7 minutes into the first quarter on a touchdown pass from Kevin Corona to Sheldon Logner and a 36-yard interception return by Tom Quirin. The game was pretty close throughout, but then in the fourth quarter, especially Geneva just seemed to go to the running game, and their defense came up strong with a couple turnovers, and Geneva ended up winning 32-17. Coach, we talked last week about how it seems like there's a pretty nice rivalry brewing between Geneva and St. Vincent the last 2 years, and I thought this week the same thing kept up with that theme again. What are your thoughts on how the game transpired this week, and how would you grade your team's performance?
Well, it is developing into a good rivalry. All 3 games that we've played against Geneva have been very intense, and it's developing into a good natural rivalry, it seems like. The game itself, obviously you started out well, 14-0. That was a new position for us. I don't know if we've been in that position in the 3 years we've been here. And then we were hanging with Geneva. We were doing some good things, and then near the end of the third quarter, they put together a 80-yard drive, and then the next drive they come back with a 97-yard drive, and that kind of killed our momentum. But we became our worst enemy a little bit on Saturday. We threw an interception that winds up on our own 30-yard line, and then one play later they score. And then we have another crucial penalty on the blocked punt. Whether it was touched or not, it doesn't matter because it wasn't called that it was touched. So that kept the drive going, and then we had a roughing the passer penalty in that same drive. So somewhat we were our own worst enemy on Saturday in terms of penalties. And then also we fumbled the ball late in the game where we had a chance to go within one score with about 6 minutes left in the game, and we fumbled the ball. And you just can't do that. We can't overcome 3 turnovers yet. We're just not good enough to do that. So if you ask me, I was pleased with the overall effort. I think you could see the players played their hearts out. I believe they believed they were going to win, and I told them that winning isn't necessarily the goal. Winning is an outcome of achieving some smaller goals is along the way, and that's no turnovers and winning plays as such. And then if you accomplish those smaller goals, the big goal will come. So I really believe that they played hard, and obviously I'm looking forward to going back down there in a couple of weeks.
Well, Geneva is always a pretty traditionally strong football program dating back to their days in the NAIA. This year I thought there was no exception. I thought that was a pretty good team, maybe the best they've had since we've been in the conference. And once again, you guys stayed with them the whole time. What's that say about the progress of the program, and what are your thoughts on the Geneva team that, like you said, we'll see again in 5 weeks?
Well, the progress, sometimes it's measured in wins and losses. So if you look and say we're 0-2 and we haven't won a game, so you say, well, we're not making progress. You have to look at the big picture. And I thought overall it was a good performance by our defense. Yeah, you don't like to have an 80-yard drive and a 97-yard drive, but overall I thought they played well. I thought our offense was lacking. We need to be able to run the ball better, and we need to increase and improve our production on third down. I think we're 3 of 23 on third down, and that's not very good. Obviously, that's terrible. So we have to do better there. And then down the road, as I said, I think it'll be fun to get back down and play Geneva. I think it's in October, because both of us are going to think that we got a pretty good game coming here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going down to her. Geneva's a strong team. They got 2 big running backs, and then their quarterback is productive, and they've got a huge offensive line. They average 275. So yeah, they're still a formidable team, and they're going to win some games this year. There's no question about it. So you measure out, are we progressing? Yeah, we are progressing. Our guys just need to get a win. They need to get a win and feel that their effort is worthwhile.
Well, individually on Saturday, I thought a number of players turned in some really nice performances for St. Vincent. Sheldon Logner made 5 catches, including the touchdown. Tom Quirin with the interception return. Also on defense, Sean Huffgard, John Jackson, Dave Rivera, they were all over the field. And then on special teams, Zach Mihalko gained nearly 140 yards on kickoff returns. Who were some of the stars you thought that stood out for St. Vincent on Saturday?
Well, we name game captains every week based on performance, and this week our game captains are going to be John Jackson. John Jackson had a good day on defense. I think he had he was involved in about 3 sacks. He hit the quarterback a number of times, made a number of tackles. He was all over the field. So John Jackson had a real good game on defense, and he'll be rewarded as a captain this week. Sheldon Lochner had a nice day. You're right. Sheldon caught 5 balls and made some big plays for us, and we're going to reward him for his play, and he'll be the offensive captain this week. Last week he was the special teams captain. And Zach Mahelko, I think we averaged about getting out to about the 42, 43-yard line on our kickoff returns, and that's a good short field. And of course he had some help up front, but Zach does a nice job of running downfield and being positive. So Zach will be our special teams captain of the week. So you kind of combine those 3 kids, and those are the guys that stood out. And David Ribeiro, you're right. David was all over the field, young freshman. He was just plays with a lot of intensity, and it's going to be fun to see him develop as a player.
Well, as we said, it was the home opener for the Bearcats at Chuck Noll Field, and it was a really nice crowd was on hand. Nice Saturday afternoon. Probably, I think the estimates were around 1,600, 1,650. Even though the team has struggled in win-loss column in the last couple of years, it seems that every game at Chuck Noll is standing room only, sellout, people lining the hills. What does that say for the support of the program with the parents, the students, the school community, and the entire Latrobe community?
Well, I'm pleased with that. Again, I'm sorry I don't recognize or notice the crowds. I just don't notice that, but I know we're getting good support. And I say I don't notice it because I get so tuned into what's going on the field. But I know we're getting good support, and I can't wait for the day when we start to win on a consistent basis, and how enthused people will be, and get the students involved, have them involved in terms of the cheering and the harassing, the good-natured harassing that comes along with playing opponents. I think that's all a lot of fun. Good. If it's all done in fun, it's a good Division III atmosphere. But I'm pleased with the support we're getting from the community and from the college community also. The alumni, of course, they want to win, and nobody wants to win worse than the players that are involved in the game. So yeah, I'm pleased with it, and I just can't wait till the day where we start establishing ourselves as a team that can win consistently in the PAC.
Well, this week the Bearcats will probably have another pretty nice crowd on hand on homecoming day this Saturday afternoon against Westminster College. The Titans, they've brought a lot of people back from last year. I know they have a lot of guys back, but they've struggled so far, 0-2. Last year was a really good game out in Westminster, out of Westminster, 31-24. St. Vincent was defeated, but it was right down to the wire. What do we know about Westminster? How are we going to prepare for them, and what can we expect to see this Saturday?
Well, they're bringing in some experience on offense, another huge offensive line. Their quarterback is a 4-year starter, so he brings a lot of experience to the table. And they have a good tailback who runs downhill, what we call run downhill, is a positive runner. So we're expecting them to come in probably with the same type of defensive scheme that they've had. And Westminster traditionally is a good team. You know, they come from NAIA. They have several national championships, so they have a great tradition up there. And they're going to be hungry just like we are for the first win of the year. And because it's homecoming, I know that our kids will be excited. And I'm hoping that we'll have a good crowd here again. And I would love nothing more than to have our players win a game in homecoming in front of the crowd. They need to have that. Again, I keep getting back to that. They need to experience that thrill of winning a game at home and see how it feels and see what it does to the community. So in terms of Westminster, we've had some good games against them last year. I think we jumped out 10-0, and the game did go down to the wire. We were behind by a couple of touchdowns with 4 minutes to go, and we came within recovering an onside kick, and we would have had a chance to win the ball game. So yeah, I'm ready for them yet. I mean, we'll get there. I'm not ready for them yet, as I should say, because it's just a Monday. But I know the type of team what to expect, and I know that they'll bring their best because they want to get their season started too in terms of a win.
Well, I wish you luck this week, Coach. I'm expecting another good one. Fans, that does it for us here on stvincent.edu. As always, Coach, thank you for joining us
Thank you, sir.
this morning. Fans, take care. We'll see you next week.